let's talk about Uber Intercity. So this is something that some people are seeing. The people that are seeing are in LA and Toronto. So these are the two areas that they're doing.
Orlando
When it
as well
comes
now. Orlando as well.
Orlando
I
is
got
on
an
now. Okay.
email from Orlando. This
Okay.
literally showed up in my app one Friday afternoon. It just showed up. I always mess around with my app, and I was looking at it, and I go to my preferences. This inner city box showed up, and I'm going like, nobody told us anything. There was no warning in the app. Okay, you know how they usually send you messages introducing you to a new feature.
Mhm.
Serge, look what we have, or an email or something. Nothing.
Oh,
And
these
then
these are the tests.
yeah, I don't know what they are, but actually, to be honest with you, I think they are not just in LA County because I got it from
Well,
Orange
I
County, which
pulled
is
up the website right now to let you
mhm,
know exactly where it is.
okay.
So right now, what Uber Intercity is, it lets you request longer trips from one city to another, which kind of is an obvious thing with the name Intercity, as long as they're within the service area. You can request a trip on demand or reserve a trip for a later date and time. You'll have the option to request a one-way trip, and intercity trip availability is in the U.S. Piloting between the following cities: LA and Orange County, LA and Palm Springs, LA and Inland Empire, Orlando and Central Atlantic Coast. And then
Yep.
in Canada, it is Toronto and Hamilton, Toronto and Kitchener, Waterloo, Toronto and Niagara, Toronto and London, Ontario, Kitchener, Waterloo and Hamilton, Niagara and
Mhm.
Hamilton, Vancouver suburbs, and downtown Vancouver. So
Okay.
those
So
are the areas that it's available in.
yeah, of course, we're always going to be, LA, they do it because it's so spread out. And then you know what? We've been complaining about, this rebalancing with upfront fares that showed up, right? Long trips are not paying nothing, right? People are declining. And but now there's a sample ping of from city to city. All right. Um, what do you see there, Chris? What do you see missing there? You see the upfront, you see the inner city tag, you see the pickup to distance and time to pick up. What do you not see?
I don't see how long the ride actually is and where the real drop off is, um, and time and all that when it comes to the drop off.
Yeah. So okay, here's the question to Uber. Uber, why do you have to? By the way, they are paying decent initially anyway, because I got a lot of screenshots that Friday immediately, which is I'm grateful for the community to send me those immediately. Um, so Uber, why is there no destination? What happened to upfront fares? So this is so typical of Uber, though, right? They give you something that's maybe a little better paying. I'm going to get into the pay part in a minute. But they take something out. Always, they give something, but they have to take
Mhm.
it out. They take something out. Why? Why is that? Why should there be a compromise? Why is where the passenger is going? I mean, what's the point?
Yeah.
This looks so much like a scam to me, right? I mean, you draw a line and you expect me to kind of figure out from city to city or county to county how many miles I'm going to drive. I'm supposed to know that. Like, already. Why can't you just put it there? Actually, Chris, well, the
Mhm.
thing I figured out is that remember we ran our poll last month, right? We said, how should upfront fares be? A lot of people said we like to see where the passenger is going, right? But we also like to get back to the rate card,
Mhm.
right? Now, did they listen and do that? Look at the receipt of this trip on the right hand side. Now, this is an Uber X intercity trip, right? Going from one city to the next. Actually, this is going from one county to the next. Um, and look what you see on the receipt, Chris. What do you see on the right side? Distance and time.
Yep.
There's a rate card, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So on an
I
Uber X trip for that specific trip, this is from um, um, a driver, obviously. The trip came in, the number, the writing is really tiny. So what is it paying per mile? 73, right? Is it 73 or 70?
For what?
The mileage on the right hand side on the
Oh,
screenshot.
uh, 35.55 miles for 78 cents a mile.
78 cents a mile, right?
Yep.
So Uber X is, before upfront fares in my city, was 60 cents a mile. So somehow they decided to pay more. But also look at the time. How much is time component on this trip?
26 a minute.
Right. And it used to be 21, 60 and 21. This for Uber X. And now we're at 78 and 26, which is a lot higher, right? So this trip on regular Uber X without being inner city wouldn't be paying this much. So clearly it's paying more for this specific trip. But then I will show a couple other screenshots. Let's look at how's that $28 an hour, Jared? It's like $55 an hour. But anyway, so let's look at the next screenshot. Next slide. All right, so there are some more trips, right? And the funny thing with this is the rates are all over the place. Okay, here's Uber Comfort Inner City going from Orange County, right? To, okay, the previous trip that we showed up was 33 miles and about 50 minutes. It paid $55, right? This trip is 46 miles, 55 minutes, approximately the same time, but it's paying only $47.85. And if you look at the time and distance rates, this one is 70 and 13.
Yep.
Do you see what's happening here? There's no rhyme or reason again. It's just numbers are just showing up. We just have no idea again. The vagueness, the empty bullshit that we have to go through. I mean, the biggest bullshit is that we don't know how far it is to destination, and we don't know how long it's going to take to destination. Why take that away? I'm not even sure. If you're going to do something decent and just do what the drivers have been asking for and our community asked for, actually. So, and then the next screenshot, there's one more slide. All I'm trying to show you guys that the pricing is so different, right? Look at this one. This is this is Uber X, right? There's an $18 tip $13 tip in this. If you back out the $13, Chris, it's $50, right? This is a pickup at LAX, going 35 miles and 41 minutes in duration. But this is after the trip is concluded. On the pink screen, it's not showing you any of this other than it's going to show you $50. This is a fantastic trip. I would take this trip every day. But now look at the rates. Look at the rates on that one. 90 cents a mile and 30 cents a minute for Uber X, which is clearly higher, which actually was my rate before they cut it to 60-21. My rates in LA was 90-30 before the last cut and then before upfront fares. So why are these rates all over the place? This is Uber X. I'm not even sure what's going on here. Like, if I pick up at LAX going to another county or city, am I going to get paid 90-30? Or is it for this driver? Or is it specific for this trip? Like, they're testing it, right? In 3 different trips, we showed 3 different pricing. We have no clue, as usual, but also we have no clue now how long the trip is going to take in miles and minutes. There was no surge on that trip. Clearly, they're paying better. Clearly, they go, okay. And can you just put the last one up one more time? The slide. Okay. Do you see also on the bottom, on the right-hand screenshot, people, look at it. It says inner city surcharge. This driver got paid $3.97 more as a surcharge. By the way, I looked on my passenger app. If I order a trip from my house to LAX, which is in both LA County, there's no inner city. But the second I change my destination, Chris, from my house to Disney World, which is in Orange County, the only thing the passenger sees as a passenger, the only thing I can order is Uber Inner City. Now, I cannot order X, XL. Everything comes with Inner City to the passenger as well. So they are doing something, right? And on another screenshot, I saw the Inner City surcharge to the driver as high as like $8, right? So are they doing something like this to see what the flavor is going to be in the community as far as accepting longer trips now? Because they have the Inner City surcharge and the rate card is back, but then their rates are all over the place. There is no consistency. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll figure that out if I do a couple of them myself. But then they took the most important part of upfront fares, which is where we're going, how long it's going to take, right? And how many miles and how many minutes. So If you guys have this, send me screenshots, Sergio at the RideShareGuy.com. I know it's in Orlando. I got a couple from there. LA drivers, Orange County drivers sent it to me. Again, Uber, if you're doing this to figure out if we're going to bite and do some longer trips because nobody's doing those long trips because of upfront fares being a haircut, just come clean. See, this is what I'm so sick of. What's the point of you not showing me, right, under UberX upfront fares? We all love to see where we're going. Why take that away? Because does it always have to be like this, Uber? That we give you something, but we have to take something out? Does it always have to be this? Why? Just, you have the information, just drop it in there. And if you're going to pay more, great, much appreciated. We'll do long trips again now. But why, right? You tell me, Chris, why? Why did they do that?
I have no idea why they're doing it, but honestly, from the way it looks at the current level, and that's before Uberfies it, it seems like it's a good thing. And it seems like they're taking one of the biggest things that drivers complain about when it comes to these long rides. So like, let's just use Buffalo for an example. So if I go from Buffalo to Rochester, or Buffalo to Syracuse by Levi, chances are you're not going to get a trip back. Even Buffalo, Niagara Falls, but usually you're going to get somebody back from Niagara Falls going into Buffalo. But the reality is, when you're taking these rides, you're going to have to deadhead back. So if they're kind of adding that into the fare itself, and they're going to pay a little bit more, whether it's the intercity surcharge, whether it's a higher rate, or both put together, I think that's going to be a good thing for drivers, because you're actually going to start getting money back when it comes to them taking into account you having to deadhead back. Now, one of the things I'm going to share right now is Uber's website, and so this is kind of like the uh, email before they email you. So um, when you get that email and it shows you all the different things and it gives you kind of like the breakdown of it, this is what it is on Uber's help website. So they do have the stuff here. Now, this is what they say are the benefits of intercity trips. And Sergio, I'd love to hear what you have to say in chat. Yes, please put in too. So it says potential for higher earnings. Now, we looked at that. We've seen that when it comes to it. It looks like you are getting higher earnings because longer trips help you earn more. Out-of-town surcharges are added to driver earnings in applicable routes. It's flexible and transparent. You'll see the destination on the offer card. You can also use the agency option to turn your preferences for these trips on or off.
This is
I don't
from
know
their
about
website?
you.
This is from
Yeah,
their website?
this is right there. Now,
Just
I don't
keep
know
it.
about
Can you
you,
send
but
this to me? Can you send this to me after the show, please?
sure, yeah, I mean, anybody who's looking, it's help.uber.com, and then just go to the driving delivering tab and then type in under the search bar inner city, and it'll pop up like city to city or something like that. And that's where you can go to get this. But yeah, that's just saying flexible and transparent. Now, here's the thing though. To me, when I see that, I'm looking at less transparency, because you don't have all of the information as you would as UberX or XL or anything like that. Um, and then it says ease of driving, escape the city traffic and drive on longer highway trips. So they're trying to sell this as a benefit. Now, honestly, to be, I would have to agree there. Sometimes I like taking the longer trips just
Absolutely. No,
because
no.
it's like,
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem with any of this. I just like, didn't it just say more transparency though, right here on their website? How's that more transparency? I don't know where I'm going.
I don't know.
I don't know how
I
many
don't know.
miles I'm driving. Yeah, the pay is great. Oh, you know what we have to do now? We have to pull out our rulers and say 1 inch means 10 miles on the Uber map. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
figure
right.
it out because I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's like just leave it the way it is. Pay with the rate card. Show them up front. We're good. Why all this shenanigans again? Why?
Here's
I'm
my
not
next little
complaining. I
thing that
think
I
it's
like to
just
see.
stupid.
This is my next thing I like to see. It says return trips to home cities. If you take an Uber intercity from your home city to another city, you'll be prioritized to receive a return trip request back to your home city. So if they're giving you like a free destination filter, then that I think is going to be even better. Now, if they can prioritize that, so oh yes, if there's a ride that's going from Rochester back to Buffalo, and you got a butt in the seat both ways, all right,
that part is
I'd be okay with that.
that part
But
is
like,
hocus pocus. I'm not buying any of that. It's not next day exchange. I'm not buying any of that. All I'm buying is I like it. I like the rate card. The fact that there are all different rates from all over the place, we need a breakdown of that. Like the highest one I'm seeing so far, I had a bunch more of those. If you pick up at LAX, and if you're going from LAX to another city, Inland Empire, Palm Springs, south to San Diego, or Disneyland, or wherever you are, and you guys know, or some sort of Ventura County somewhere, the rate card seems to be for UberX 90/30, which is literally 50% higher than 60/21 that I had before upfront fares. That's good. However, the other thing I'm seeing is on UberX, again, going into LAX from, let's say, Disneyland, the rates drop 60 cents a mile and 13 cents a minute. There are rates, I've seen rates all over the place. I've seen 78 cents, 73 cents, 90 cents, 60 cents. We just don't know as usual. But I like the rate card, Uber. Okay. But don't take the destination away. That's just not transparent. That's not cool. We have it. The community is asking for exactly this. All you have to do now, Uber, is since you know the destination, the trip length in time and distance, just put it there. We're good.
yeah,
We'll give you
I
thumbs
mean,
up.
that's
That's
kind
all
of
we
the
want.
point of like that's the kind of point of an intercity trip. Like, oh, it's going to be from my city that I'm in to another city that's semi nearby, maybe. Maybe an hour away, maybe 2 hours away. Who knows? But that's kind of the point. So why would you take out that information? That just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like,
Typical Uber, bro. Typical Uber.
I don't know, but
We
I
take
would
it.
like to see what you know what? The one thing that they have to do is they have to do XL intercity because there's
They
going to
have
be
it.
a lot of vehicles or there's going to be a lot of people who want XL rides in larger vehicles who are going to be going
No, they have
in
it. They have
that.
it. They have it.
No,
They have it all. No,
as
no,
far as
no.
I
They
know,
have.
it's only Uber
If
X.
you go okay on your passenger app, like I can go to my passenger app
Mhm.
and order an Excel trip from my house to Disney World, which is 40 miles, let's say, right?
Yep.
Only choice I have as a passenger is X Intercity, Comfort Intercity, XL Intercity. It's all Intercity. There is no
Okay.
more. There's no more X. I can't order as a passenger. I cannot order. I can order an XL Intercity. I can order an X Intercity. I can order a Comfort Intercity.
Okay.
I don't think there is shared Intercity. But this is the other
No,
thing is that you have to imagine that. But this should not actually even be called inner city because
I think
we
it
can
should just
go.
be city to
I can be
city
on
or
the
something.
border of LA city and then be maybe 3 miles could be in another city. This should be like more like inner county because that's what's happening here from LA County to Orange County, from Orange County to LA County, right? Anyway, that's just parsing words. Uber, good work. We like the rate card. I'm not sure about the rates that they're all over the place for X. I don't know, but put the destination in, the time and distance, just like the regular upfront. Put that in. We're good, right?
Yep.
And then the inner city charge surcharge. That's good. Maybe they throw that in there, Chris, for the driver to spend that few bucks to get back. They're paying you something for dead miling, maybe back to where you were. I don't know, but yeah, I like it. It's just a matter of now fixing it, but don't take it
Mhm.
away. Don't take the upfront info away. That just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
And that's the whole thing. I do like the longer rides sometimes, as long as it's like
Yeah,
earlier in the shift. It's not like where I'm gonna say like an hour out, then you get that long ride. It's like, no, I don't want to. But beforehand, like if it's when it first starts, I don't mind taking that because you have a butt in the seat for an extended period of time. And if they're going to start factoring in the difference that it is going to be deadheading back, I wouldn't have a problem doing it at this point now. I haven't done them in such a long time because it's not worth it. And I think that's
yeah.
probably part of the reason why they're bringing this about.
Yeah.
And I mean, anybody else who's watching it, what are you guys doing? Are you taking these long rides? Are you kind of like taking it as a wash? What's going on?
I mean, the pay
What's
is
your
pretty
thought
good,
process
Chris.
behind it?
I'm not gonna deny it. The pay compared to what it would be without the inner city tag on it is pretty good. I mean, an LAX trip from LAX to Disneyland, 35-mile trip, 40 minutes. That was without the tip, it was $50. That's a good trip. I'll take that any day because pretty sure you can catch a Disneyland trip back to LAX or back somewhere else in Orange County. Look, I like the pricing. I like everything
Mhm.
about it at the moment, but it's new. It's new. Let me actually. I drove some this weekend, but I didn't have Intercity on. Let me do a couple of these. I like the pricing. I just don't like that they're hiding the info. Why? What's the difference
Yeah.
between Intercity and X? Before we would get a long trip, okay, and we would see how far it is. Is that why they're doing it? You think like they're like because they showed us the destination like nature hike or 50 miles away and then nobody was taking those. That's Uber. That wasn't because it was too far. It was because it wasn't paying enough.
Pay
That was
sucks.
it.
Yep.
Now that it's paying, now you take the destination away. It's like why see this is what I don't understand.
It doesn't
I
make
just
any
don't get
sense.
it. I mean, anyway.
Some moron there is not living up to their full $77,000 expected pay.
Yeah, that's $77,000. Yeah. Anyway, so if you guys have it, send me screenshots. Um, we'll talk
Yeah,
more
yeah.
about it
I
as
think
I
the
found out
more
more
I
about
think
it.
the more that we're able to look at it and figure it out, we can kind of come up with more of a better idea of what the rates will look like. So
Yeah,
I think that'll be a benefit.
yeah,
So yeah, if you guys are seeing this, if you're in the Orlando area, if you're in the LA area, send it our way. Or again, if you're in the Vancouver or Toronto area, why couldn't they just bring it down to like the Buffalo area? So uh, I wouldn't mind testing this out, Uber. You could put it into Buffalo and Rochester and the surrounding area, and then we can talk a little bit. All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.